It started out normal enough, just your average day, in the rural backwoods of West Virginia. It was your typical lazy Saturday, as I sat in front of the now ancient box TV enjoying my bowl of sugary cereal, when it interrupted my cartoon mid-sentence. At first, I was livid that it had interrupted my favorite cartoon, Ed, Ed and Eddie. Then it started. A man walked into the view of the camera. He was tall and gaunt, with big rimmed glasses and a smile that could light up a room. He wore a old-fashioned striped shirt with some slacks and a old-timey hat. He had a strange, wary demeanor about him. It was off-putting, but somehow made him more trustworthy. For some reason, I felt obligated to listen to every word he had to say.
Hey, boys and girls. How would you like to be able to jump from dimension to dimension with a mere press of a button?
Now he had my full attention. What child would want to be able to have that power? I mean, I had dreamed of having that kind of control.
With this remote, you can easily surf through dimensions like you surf through channels.
This couldn't be real. Although I was a kid, in the back of my mind, I knew it couldn't be possible. I mean, it sounded absolutely absurd. Then he started demonstrating it. With the click of a button, he went to a dimension that had trees made out of suckers and grasslands made out of some strange liquor. It looked like something straight out of Willy Wonka. It was a child's dream. Maybe sweets aren't your favorite, he started. After all, a candy apple a day doesn't keep the doctor away. Caned laughter rolled through the background as if it was a 90s sitcom. At this point, I was starting to get concerned. How long had this commercial ran? It felt like time had slowed to an agonizing crawl.
Now, candy isn't your favorite, is it, little one?
I started to feel like he was talking to me, and me alone. How did he know I was a child? I just rationed that it was on a cartoon channel, so I tried to dismiss it, but it lingered in the back of my mind.
What about a mystical adventure to lands never discovered on the back of your trusty dragon? Save the princess and defend her against the evil lord of the land.
I would have been caught up in the grand gesture of his words if it wasn't for what was on display just 2 feet in front of me on my television. Filled lines with stone fence and a magnificent castle with spires at least 400 feet high, complete with a muddy moat and a drawbridge. I was enthralled by the very idea of going on a magical adventure, even remotely similar to what I had been shown. Thunder clapped in the background that snapped me out of my trance. I glanced at the clock and seen 30 minutes had passed. There was no way it was a normal ad. It began in a deep, more gravely voice than before.
Now what about horror?
He said with a sickening grin that showed his once white teeth turned blackened and thin as needles. His once cherry attitude turned sour and spoiled.
Now horror is what you desire, isn't it?
His form had more fed into that of a gut-wrenching vile being, with a burnt, ashy skin that had bones jutting out from unnatural angles. It shambled closer to the camera, each movement producing popping and grinding noises. I dared to race to the TV to attempt to turn it off, to no avail. That thing just kept getting closer, at an unprecedented speed. With each step closer, I could feel its crocodilian eyes boring holes in my head with just a look. With a grunt, I picked up a hammer I found during the turmoil and used it to smash the television with all the strength my 12-year-old self could muster. I haven't encountered it since that dreadful night. I now know that the thing on my TV screen was no man, but some type of ungodly being that's not from our dimension. I would just like to say a very big thanks to Mr. Freaky Story for helping me with this narration. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below. Please go and subscribe to him. Stay spooky, my friends.